What you guys, got another video here for you. In this one, we're taking a look at how to debloat Windows 11 24H2. I want to go through and show you some options available to you if you're using Windows 11. Now, we all know that Windows 11 does come with quite a bit of bloat. There's a lot of applications that you don't need, and there's a lot of settings inside here that need to be turned off. Otherwise, it's going to basically allow Microsoft to collect data. And this sort of data is telemetry, which is your use. And it could be to do with, you can see here, online speech recognition and things like this. So inking and typing is another area of concern here. And there's a bunch of other stuff. Now, you can turn this all off manually yourself by going through here and turning this off. There is some hidden settings that you need to go through and turn off yourself. Whether you want to turn off your location, you can see here is turned off by the admin on this device, and you can do this like I've done here inside the registry, or you can do it manually by doing it inside Group Policy Editor by typing GP Edit inside the search here. If you have Windows 10 Pro and above or Windows 11 Pro and above, you can use, the Group Policy Editor like I'm showing you right here. So this is basically an area where you can come in, and these are policies that will be set on the PC. Now, we're not going to go through the Group Policy Editor. I have made videos showing you how to do that via this method, but this will just give you an idea of some of the things you can do. And you can see here, I've shown you how to do this step by step on completely debloating Windows and turning off a lot of these settings. These are your privacy settings right here, and these are reversible. You could click on here, and I'll just show you one here. You can enable this feature, force deny, and it will stop that feature from running. But we're talking about scripts here. A lot of people talk about scripts, and there's loads of them to choose from. This one here is called, you can see here, Windows 10 Debloater, but it is a Windows 11 Debloater, and it's by FreeTime Tech. I have made a video on this before, but they have done quite a bit of upgrades to it, and we want to go through this and show you so you can see. So let's come down here, and what we're going to do is download the latest version here. And once we get this, we can go into the location where we downloaded it, and I'm going to extract all of this into its own folder here. So I'd extract, and once we've done this, it will look something like this. So once we get inside here, you'll see the actual debloater here. So we can right click on this and run this as administrator. I need to put this pin in here because I've got it set up different. There we go. And now we have the program itself. Let me open this up so you can see. So basically what you've got here is a tool that is going to do a lot of these for you. So rather than going into the group policy and making these settings one by one yourself, this is all going to do it for you. It's a script, and it will take care of it. So from here, we have, for instance, let's just take a look here at uninstall OneDrive. If I click on this, it will give you the information here that the script is going to perform once I click on this run script. I can add other things to this if I want to. For instance, let's see, disable Action Center, and you'll see now it's added that to the list as well. So once you start going through here and clicking on these, it's going to add these in the list. So your phone fix, and you can also see here hide tray icons and so on. If you want to clear these, you can click clear. And we also have essential tweaks. So if I click on the essential tweaks, this will go ahead and give you a big summary of what it's actually going to do. So it's going to run the essential tweaks. It's going to create a restore point in case something bad happens. And then you can see here, it's going to disable all the telemetry. And then it's going to basically disable Wi-Fi sense. And you can see the number of changes for telemetry is 75. It's going to take care of all of this for you. So active history, disabling active history, that's going to make 3 changes and so on. So you can go through and read here, and this gives you a bit more control. So this is going to do essential checks here. Let me just clear this a minute, and then we're going to go over to the advanced debloater. So the advanced debloater is basically presets that you can choose. For instance, if you're running a desktop PC, you can click on desktop settings. This is sort of based off of Chris Titus Tech's tool, but this is using sort of a GUI front end with a script on the back end where it's just going to run and change a lot of these settings for you. And you can see here, we are now going to be creating a restore point, disabling telemetry, Wi-Fi sense. It's a little bit more control here. You can uncheck these and check these. So if you don't want to disable the gaming DVR, you can uncheck it. And it gives you a bit more control doing it this way rather than just running something and it's just deleting everything or disabling everything. So that is the laptop settings right here. You've got minimal settings and you've got the virtual machine settings. So depending on how you want to go about doing your debloating, you can see the script right here. When you go here, it will show you the script. And this is exactly what's going to be running on this computer. This is what it's going to actually do. It's going to make all these changes, and there's quite a lot of them. But you can go through here and you could easily create your own ones by using some of this information right here. It's all freely available on the internet. It's all open source, and there's tons of this stuff available on the internet. And there's lots of people creating their own scripts. But you can see what it's going to be doing right here. Anyway, so what we're going to do next is we're going to go over to this one, which is the fine-tuning debloater. And you can see here, we do have third party. This is going to allow you to install certain applications. For instance, if you want to install Brave, Chrome, Chromium, and so on. We've also got communications here, and we've also got development, document, games, Microsoft tools, and so on. These are just your installation bits. Going on to the Windows apps here, you can uninstall Microsoft Edge, uninstall Cortana, and a bunch of other stuff here. If you want to run through these singular like this, you can go through and basically uninstall them. You can also reinstall them by clicking on the install button right here. Let's move on down the list. We've got privacy. You can do this more, yourself if you want to. If you know what you're doing, you can do these and run them on the system. OneDrive, system, start menu, UWP apps, gaming, and so on. So that is the tool right here. What we're going to do is we're going to go up the top here. You've got some options available here, and mode, language. You can change the language. So it does it in different languages as well. If you're from a different country and you want to use this tool, you can do, because it comes in different languages. You've got a light mode and dark mode, and you've got the about part here, and it tells you about the creator right here. And we've got a donate button on there as well. Okay, so let's go ahead and use the Easy Debloater tool. So we'll do essential tweaks right here. And all you need to do is run this like so. And this will then go ahead and run this script right here that you're seeing on the screen. And if we look down the bottom on the output, you can see it's running the essential tweaks that we've just done here. It's gone ahead and starting to create a restore point right here. And then it's starting to disable all the telemetry on the back end. And you can go through the list here and it will tell you what it's actually doing. Right away through right here. And it says now operation completed, essential tweaks. It's now finished all of those tasks. Now, after you've done these tweaks, you can see here, it doesn't say anything about uninstalling OneDrive or anything like that on here. And this is where you can go ahead and start to click on uninstall OneDrive right here. And you can run that script and it will show you it's doing it right here. It's disabling OneDrive, and then it's going to go ahead and start to uninstall OneDrive on this system. Now, there's also tools like Chris Titus Tech's tool here, so we can quickly show you this one right here. You just copy this code, and then we open up PowerShell right here. So right-click, open up PowerShell with admin. And what you just see previously, that script was based off of Chris Titus Tech's tool and script. Now, Chris Titus Tech's tool is very well designed, and you can see you're getting all your functions here: install, tweaks, config, update, and microwin. I will make a video on microwin for you, but under the area here, essential tweaks, you can see it looks pretty much the same as the previous script, and that's because the guy has used the code probably from this tool. And you've got standard, minimal, and also clear and get installed. There's quite a lot more on this tool. This is another option that you can use depending on how you want to go about doing it. The other tool will do the same as this, really. It's going to basically create a system restore point and disable telemetry and so on. So I'll quickly show you this one here. So we're going to go to tweaks here, and we're going to go for standard tweaks. Now on the advanced tweaks, once we've done standard tweaks here, on the advanced tweaks down below, you can see we can disable the Microsoft Copilot. I've already done that. So I'm just going to run this right here. You've got dark theme for Windows as well. You can enable that as well. And there's a bunch of other customized preferences you can go through right here. So let's go ahead and run this tweaks right here by clicking on the Run Tweaks button right here. And this will start to run the tweaks for us. So there's the tweaks running right here. And you can see it's going through a big list, and it's showing you exactly what it's doing on the screen. And it doesn't take long, and it's going to go ahead. And you can see it's adding, basically, you can see here, registry keys here, setting some services here, and running the cleanup tool right here. Tweaks are finished, and then it will finish off. So here we have another script you can use. This is a Win11 debloat script. And you can see it's simple and easy to use, lightweight. It uses PowerShell to run its script right here. And this is kept up to date. You can see it's pretty updated. It does have the very latest disable Windows recall snapshots. But you can see it's going to do app removal, telemetry, tracking, and suggestive content, Bing web search, Copilot, and more. And you can see right here, disable Windows recall snapshots, Windows 11 only. And we also have disable and remove Windows Copilot, Windows 11 only right there. File Explorer, context menu, and other stuff right here. So it can deal with a lot of that stuff for you as well. I quite like this script as well. But again, if you want to run this, there's a few different methods you can use. We'll just use the quick method here, which is open up PowerShell as administrator, copy and paste the code below into PowerShell. So we're going to copy this by clicking this button here. It's copied this code. We need to just open PowerShell. So you can type PowerShell right there. And we can run that as administrator. I need to put in this particular code here. There we go. And we can now paste this right in here and open this up. And there we have our script. So it's ready to go. So from here, we're going to get some options. So we've got number 1, default mode, apply the default settings. 2, custom mode, modify the script to your needs. And then 3, app removal mode, select and remove apps without making other changes. And then 0, show more information. If you go for 1, it's going to do a default script and run it automatically for you. But we'll go into the custom mode where we can make changes. So you've got some changes that you can make right here. So read the information on the screen here. So here we have some options. N, don't remove any apps. Or 1, only remove default selection of bloatware apps from the apps list.txt. And we've got 2, remove default selection of apps, as well as mail and calendar apps and developer apps and other gaming apps. And then we've got 3, which is select which apps to remove and which to keep. And I think this is probably the best option. So we're going to go for number 3 here. So type out 3 here and then press enter. And this will be allowing us to remove which apps we want to. And this will pop up a little box here, as you'll see. And here we have the options. So you can check all, which I advise you to do, and then uncheck the ones that you want to keep on the system. So if you want to keep particular types of apps on the system, you can uncheck mark these. And this is probably the easiest way to go about doing it. Check mark them all and then uncheck the ones that you might want to keep. For instance, the Microsoft Store, you might want to keep Windows Photos, Calendar or Calculator, Camera, things like that. If you want to keep these ones, then uncheck them just like this here, and it will allow you to keep that particular application and remove the rest. So that's what I'd advise you to do here. And just go through here with a fine-tooth comb. Now you can check mark the only show installed apps, and it will only show the ones that are installed on that system at any one given time. And then you can just remove the check mark on the stuff you want to keep. So for instance, if you use the Windows maps, you can also uncheck mark that, but most people delete that. I want to keep the terminal and also Windows Store, and we can now go ahead and confirm it. So let's go ahead and confirm this, and this will then say disable Xbox game screen recording, also stops gaming overlay pop-ups, yes or no. If you want to keep it, say no, and if you want to get rid of it, say yes. And then now we've got some other options. Don't remove any pinned apps from the start menu. Remove all pinned apps from the start menu for this user only, or you can remove it for all existing and new users. I'm going to go for number 2 here because I want to remove it for everyone, and this will clean up the start menu. So let's go ahead and push 2 here. Disable telemetry, diagnostic data, activity history, app launch tracking, and targeted ads. We definitely want to remove all that, so say yes to that. And now disable tips, tricks, suggestions, and ads in start settings and notifications explorer. Yes, we want to get rid of all that stuff. Same with remove the Bing web search, Bing AI, and Cortana and Windows search. We're going to say yes here. Big one here, disable and remove Windows Copilot. This applies to all users. Yes, we do. We definitely don't want Windows recall on the system recording snapshots. So we definitely want to say yes to this and remove that as well and disable it. And you can see here, restore old Windows 10 style context menu as well if you want to. And you can choose whether you want to do this or not. If you don't, just say no, but we're going to say yes here. Do you want to make any changes to the taskbar and related services? We're going to say Y for yes here. And it will say align the taskbar buttons to the left-hand side. We can say Y for yes or no. And you can choose whatever options you want. And if you don't understand it, then you've got other options which I'll show you at the end of this video as well, which are pretty simple. Going on to this next option here, you can choose whichever way you want to go about basically hiding your search icon from the taskbar or show search icon on the taskbar and so on. You can make a choice here for your choice. This is to do with the search box and stuff like that. If you want to clean it up a bit and make it nice and small, you can make one of those changes right there. And do we want to make any changes to File Explorer? We can say yes, we do. And from here, you can see, do you want to make any changes to File Explorer? Yes, we do. And it's got options. And here we've got some options. So we can now change. So open File Explorer as this PC. And you can leave it as home. So I'm going to leave it as this PC. So let's go ahead and change that to number 2. And show hidden files, folders, and drives. I'm going to say yes to this one. And show file extensions for known file types. I do want to do that. And then again, we can hide the home section, which is basically this home section. When you open up the settings panel, it will give you the home section here. If you want to hide this, you can do. So we definitely want to hide the home section. So I'm going to say yes here. Hide the gallery section on the side panel. Let's just say yes for that as well. And hide duplicate removable. Yeah, we're going to say yeah there. And you can see here we're going through like a yes or no type of thing. So do you want to disable any context menu options? So we can say yes, and it will then give us the options. Say yes. So we say no here. The share context, but I'm going to say no there because I want to keep that. Please confirm your choices to execute the script. Please press enter. So there we go. So we've got to press enter. And it's now going to go ahead and start to do what we need it to do. So we're going to let this go through, and then we will restart the PC. So now you can see here it needs to press any key to exit. And we can now close this off, and we can now restart the PC. And you can already see it's removed a hell of a lot of stuff. So let's go ahead and update Let me just restart here. So let's log back in. And what we're going to do here is log back into the system. And there you go. We're back in the system. And you can see this is a pretty clean looking system now. We've removed everything. Everything's been removed here. There's a couple of little things here, but it is pretty clean, as you can see. So depending on which way you want to go about doing it, there are your options for debloating Windows. And if you look inside your privacy and security, you'll see basically all of this is now going to be saying some of these settings are managed by your organization and they're completely turned off right here. And it's the same with all of them. They'll all be completely disabled like this right here. Now, also, you can use programs like ShutUp10, which have been around a long time, which actually work on Windows 11 as well. It has been fully updated, and I'll show you that quickly. And you can see it gives you the ability to turn these on and off. Another thing here is actions, apply only recommended settings. These are going to be the ones in green along here. And then you'll get recommended or somewhat recommended settings. Again, these are going to be in yellow right here. And then you've got the option for apply all, which is some of the red ones, which is another sort of not so favorable type of setting to have. But you can do it if you want to. It's entirely up to you. This is going to do things like disable smart screen filter, which is a protection to protect you. But one thing I want to point out here, you can see disable Windows Copilot is already done here, and recall are already done. They're right here. These are the ones that are really important. And again, coming down, there's some other ones here. So if you want to add to these, you can do. I really do like this program. I think it's going to be much more easier for a lot of people to be able to use something like this, and it's reversible. Create restore point. You can come in here. The yellow recommended settings are pretty decent. So say that 168 settings have been successfully set. Click OK. The one thing I will point out, if you are going to be doing the yellow settings, make sure if you're going to use a camera, turn this back off. And if you're going to be using a microphone, say on Discord or something like that, make sure you toggle that one off as well. Otherwise it won't work. Okay. So once you've done that, you can then close this off, restart the system, and you will have a completely debloated system from telemetry and stuff like that, and data harvesting. All these settings will be turned off. So you can choose whichever one you want to on your system. So these are some of the options that you can use to debloat and claim back a bit of your privacy on Windows 11 and even Windows 10. Again, if you want to know how to do this on a Windows 11 home or Windows 10 home system yourself manually, you can do. I've made videos to show you how to do that. If you want to do the group policy method, I've also made videos on how to do that as well. If you want to use these methods, by all means, you can just follow the video. It's pretty straightforward and easy to follow. There's plenty of options available out there for you to claim back your privacy and also turn a lot of these settings off. Like I said before, it's probably not going to completely 100% stop all telemetry and harvesting of some information from your system, because that's probably buried deep in the code and you won't be able to get to it. This is just to turn off at the user level and turn off a lot of settings that you don't want. Anyway, but that said, my name has been Brytek from brytekcomputers.co.uk. Have a lovely weekend, and I shall catch you in the next one. Bye for now.